Was this morning amazing? Didn't my husband look so handsome up there in his blue jacket? Yeah. Well, I'm Wendy Papazan. I'm from Austin, Texas, and we're going to spend about the next 15 minutes learning how to make an extra $250,000 next year. Who wants to do that? Okay, I've got an easy 5-step process for you guys to make an extra $250,000. So it's called the Coffee Conversation Competition. Who likes coffee? Who doesn't like coffee? Wow, a lot of non-coffee drinkers. All right, who likes competition? This is probably everybody. Yeah, okay. So this involves coffee and competition, and this is something that my team and I decided to do. So the first thing that we did is we identified a goal, and the goal was for everyone on the team to simply have coffee with as many people as possible over the course of a month. Okay, so those of you that don't like coffee, substitute tea or whatever. And here's a pro tip. You don't have to pay for the other person's coffee if you don't want to spend the money. You can go there and have water, and they can buy their own coffee. So this is a very inexpensive kind of competition. And what we decided to do is we were going to give out 3 prizes on our team. The first prize was going to be for the person who gave out the most books, okay? So our competition was actually built, sorry, I've only got 2 hands. It was built around this book. Is anybody familiar with this book? Shout it out. Great book. It's called Your First Home. Okay, so, you know, Jay, my husband, has helped write a lot of these books, so we give a lot of these books out. I keep a case of the one thing in the back of my car in case I go on a listing appointment or meet someone for coffee. And so we decided to have a competition where we could go on as many coffees as possible. And during the coffee, when invariably that person sitting across from you asks you what's new, you get to pull this book out. And you get to say, hey, you know what? I just wanted to let you know about this new book that Keller Williams has. It's called Your First Home. Do you know anyone in your world that might benefit from a copy of this? Right? Super simple. You're just sitting there having coffee. You're just talking, catching up. They're invariably going to ask you, hey, what's new with you? Because you're going to be asking, hey, what's new with you? And then they're going to respond. And you just say, hey, you know, KW has this new book. Do you know anyone who might benefit from a copy of it? Super simple. And then what you do is you say, well, listen, this is my last copy. Okay, but I'd be happy to send your friend who could benefit from a copy of this book if you give me their information. Okay, so that's the idea behind the Coffee Conversation Competition. So I had this idea after this book came out because A, I wanted to help the publishing team at KWU sell a few more copies of this book, and then B, I wanted my team to go on as many coffees in a short amount of time as possible. Okay, so step 1 was to identify a goal and create a prize. Okay, so step 1, the goal was to go on as many coffees as possible. And everyone on our team was challenged to do this. Okay, so we have a pretty big team, right? I've got agents and I've got some admin. And here's the great part about this competition. Guess who won the competition on our team? Our transaction coordinator. That's how easy and non-confrontational this little coffee competition is, okay? So we said we're going to have 3 prizes. Prize number 1, well, actually, all the prizes were the same. It was a $100 gift card. Okay, you pick where it is. It was like 3 restaurants, I think. So prize number 1 went to the person who went on the most coffees. Prize number 2 went to the person who got the most referrals at their coffees. Prize number 3 went to the person who got the most appointments from the referrals. You guys with me? okay? Most coffees, most referrals, and then most appointments with someone who wanted to buy, sell, or invest, okay? So obviously you got to buy some books, right? People are going to be giving out some books. Set a timeline. Our team decided this was going to be a 2-week kind of competition. We're going to go on as many coffees as we could. We ended up going on 55 coffees in 2 weeks. Okay? If you don't have a team, right? Not everybody has a team. Then find some friends in your market center. Do the competition with your friends. Okay? Buy a case of these books. Split them between you. These books are about, I don't know, $12 each or something like that. Okay? And so I'm gonna script you guys through. We're gonna call someone up. Hey, friend, you know what? I'd love to grab coffee with you. That's it. That's the ask. Okay? As non-confrontational as possible. And then when you're at the coffee, you're saying, what's new with you? They're saying, what's new with you? And you say, hey, I've got this great book. Okay, this great book. Your first home. Do you need a copy? You know, you probably know if they have a home or not. If you don't, it's a great opportunity to have that conversation. And you're asking them, hey, who do you know that could benefit from a copy of your first home? Who do you know from church? Who do you know from work, right? And then finish your coffee. You move on. And then you want to continue the conversation once the coffee is over. Okay, this is really important. So once you leave your coffee, you're going to follow up with that person. You're going to send them an email or send them a text message or whatever that looks like. And you're going to say, hey, thank you for having coffee with me. And oh, by the way, I'm sorry I couldn't give you a copy of that book when I was there because it was my last copy. But I really want to send it to your friend, Julie, that you told me about from work, who you think is going to be buying her first home sometime in the next year or two. Would you mind giving me her contact information? Right? So then you're going to follow up with Julie. Maybe you got her cell phone. Hey, so-and-so, you know, I had coffee with my friend Jen, and Jen gave me your phone number, and she said that you're thinking about buying your first home, and I have a free copy of this book that I'd like to send you. Or maybe you say, hey, maybe you get into rapport with them, and maybe you say, hey, do you want to come out and have coffee with me? Okay, so that's how we got 55 referrals in the space of 2 weeks. And then some pro tips. So you want to staple your business card to the inside of the book or glue it or something. Okay, we've been giving books away for 16 years on our real estate team, and it's amazing how many people come back after I've given them a book 5, 7, 8 years ago because I stapled my business card to the inside of the book. Let's see. Oh, okay. And so the other thing that we did to keep the competition going is we decided to have a first-time homebuyer seminar. Okay, so everybody that we gave a book out to, right, we ended up giving, I think, 40 books away. We invited them all to a first-time homebuyer seminar. Okay, and at that first-time homebuyer seminar, we ended up getting $45,000 in commission checks from business that closed in the next 60 days. And then we got $180,000 worth of future business. Okay, and it's just all very simple, non-confrontational, having coffees. All right, so when I was telling Keller Inc., do you guys know who Keller Inc. is? Nobody's nodding. One person's nodding right there. Yeah. Okay, tell me who it is. Yeah, Keller Inc. is who publishes all these books. Okay, they have a booth over here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but you can get these books there. And when I was telling them that I was doing this Red Talk, they said, you know what? Just for you guys only, nobody else at the convention is going to get a special discount code. Okay? So I know you're not supposed to do this when you're talking in front of people, but I want you guys to pull out your phones because I want to show you some really cool stuff on Keller Inc. Okay, so go to kellerinc.com if you can. It's going to crash. Yeah, probably. Good. That means I'm doing my job. Okay, so obviously you can buy the books there. It's the place where you can buy the books. But what I want you guys to notice is if you go up to the top right-hand corner on kellerinc.com, and if you're not there now, you can go there later, but go to the hamburger and click on the button that says resources. Okay, click on the drop-down that says resources. And you guys probably didn't know that all these free tools are available on kellerinc.com. So you go to those resources, and if you go down to your first home, you're going to find a fully designed your first home PowerPoint that you can use at your seminar. All you have to do is go in and put some stats about your city and put your picture in there, and boom, your seminar is done. And I know it's amazing. It's amazing. So I want you guys to spend a little bit of time, if you can, kellerinc.com, and just see all the resources that are there. There's resources from the millionaire real estate investor. There's resources from the millionaire real estate agent. There's resources from Flip. Actually, so many juicy nuggets. And I think a lot of them have things you can download. So you can download, if you go to the millionaire real estate agent, you can download, there's hundreds of things there. Door knocking safety toolkit, MREA, legal, big Y, economic model exercise, all kinds of juicy stuff that you really don't see anywhere else. So anyway, just to kind of sum up, how you can add an extra $250,000 to your bottom line this year. You're going to want to identify a goal in a prize. Okay. In this case, we spent $300 on our team plus the cost of the books. Step 2, you want to get your team buy-in, right? And if you don't have a team, find some friends in your market center to go ahead and do this with. Step 3, pick a theme, right? If you don't want to do your first home, you could do millionaire real estate investor. You could have a millionaire real estate investor competition. Number 4, you want to go on the appointment. Remember, you've only got one copy of the book with you, right? It's a good way to get that, make sure that you get their contact information. And then step 5, you want to keep the convo going, which is you're sending a thank you, you're telling them about a possible first-time home buyer seminar, and then you're going to take everybody and you're going to put them in your database. So that is how you can make an extra $250K this year. So thank you very much.